Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to our fourth and final show of the day, Launch Party. There ain't no party like a CTV launch party. And it is the show where we kind of recap on some of the biggest launches of recent times. Launches like the Great Outdoors are going to be featuring tonight, and we are bang up to date too with the fact that we've got yesterday's launch, the 3D macro embossing folders, on the show for you as well. So lots to get your teeth into. A brilliant show that if you have already picked up the launches, you can pick up some more inspiration and more ideas, but if you haven't yet picked them up, it's kind of like your second bite at the cherry, really. We're here for the hour as well, so it's going to be fast and furious. So if you see something you like, get in, grab it, and make sure you take advantage of those deals. We will say a few hellos in just a few moments' time. We've got lovely Jam with us on the socials for this show, so any questions and comments you want to fire through, you can do that, of course, and Jam will send them through to us. And, of course, over to the side studio, she's been with me all day long. Ooh, yeah, you wouldn't wish that on anybody, really, would you? You haven't hung out with me all day. We have got...
I know, tell me about it.
God. We've got the lovely Debbie. It's been all right today, though, hasn't it? It's been all right.
You know what? The day has just flown by. It's the first time that I've done a full day. We're doing the 10 a.m. And actually, it's nice to keep busy. I mean, I'm busy always throughout the day, but actually, it's just been a constant busy time. So, and I've loved it because we've had some amazing things on today. So if you haven't seen them, go back and catch up on the masterclass for the Rick Rack dies, because I think they're fast approaching my new absolute favourite. But I love the fact I've only used the Great Outdoors once, and I love the fact we've got it back on tonight because it is such a fantastic range. It has so much for anyone that, and most people, I would say, apart from teenagers who just want to sit indoors on the telly, most people love being outdoors. There's something really good about just breathing in that fresh air and just having a stroll or a cycle or a run or a mountain climb, depending on what you want to do. And I know a lot of people that love going to festivals and love camping, and their camper vans, I mean, have become huge. So I can't wait to show you my take on the Great Outdoors because I think it is a fabulous one. But also we're going to be going and looking at the macro folders that we had on yesterday as well, which you were loving too.
Yeah, the Great Outdoors, remember when we launched it, was so super popular, and it was that thing of, you know, it's all encompassing, isn't it? You think about, as we go through the boards in just a second, you know, going out for a stroll, going out camping, if you've got a camper van or a caravan, just like the joy of being able to get out and about doing that, you know, whether you're going camping, whether you're going cycling, fishing's included in this collection as well. It's such a great collection and it will resonate with so many different people, I'm sure. Before we just have a look at some finished samples, I'll take you through the deal and say a few quick hellos. Trudy says hello everyone. Rosa Jimenez says good morning. Lakieta says hello. Love to Create LC says hi. Ben, Debbie team and all. Jen Shank says hello, hello. Amanda Hubbard says good afternoon, good afternoon. Pauline Hassel joins us. Hillary says hello. Everyone from Hillary and Holly Collie. I'm very excited about the pop-up shop because I got confirmed yesterday that Holly Collie is coming along. I keep thinking whether I should bring Molly down, but I think that might cause a real problem. I think Holly's well behaved, Molly, not so much. Doesn't really like crowds. Jane Adams joins us in Vegas. Alison Mason says hello. And Kendall says hello, everyone, from Minnesota. It is raining here today. Try to look at some finished samples before I take you through the deal for the Great Outdoors.
The samples are amazing. I mean, truly, you know when the design team have loved things because they create masterpieces like this. I mean, how utterly gorgeous is this card? If you know someone that loves fishing, that is incredible. I love the fact that we've got mountain and tree dies as well because they're going to go through everything, and a fabulous paper pad. We've got this card here. How amazing is that, with all your different, just the caravan park, isn't it? I love this one as well. So creating that little pocket watch in there, and then you've got the fishing in there and all those mountains in the background as well. It's all dies, which is incredible. We've got one for the ladies as well. So, oh, it's not a lady at all. It's
well, maybe the gentleman, one for the ladies. Look, there he is. Oh, look at that bloke with his dog.
You got the cycling there. I mean, that really is an outdoorsy card, isn't it? You've got everything there, which I absolutely love. Walking the dog there. It's because I knocked one and I can see the lady on the edge, which is the next one here. You've got the lady there, look at that, with her little pooch. And then just being able to create all these different effects in the background using those dies is amazing. I love the tent. I think the tent's really great. Not that you would see me in a tent, because that's not...
No?
No.
Don't like a tent?
I would go glamping, but I wouldn't.
Oh, so you're getting like a chalet, not a chalet?
Yes, I would, yeah.
What do they call it?
Well, chalet sounds nice.
Chalet, a pod.
A pod, a chalet, yeah, a little hut. Anything that's just got hot running water would be nice.
No tent?
No tent, no.
Not even if you could have a tent with a hookup? Like, you know, so you could have the hot, like a little radiator in there?
No, because well, you have electricity now, don't you?
Some places, yeah.
Yeah, I'd need, as long as I got electricity, that I could do my hair.
Oh. What do you like?
Yeah, I'm too posh to tent. And I'm not posh at all, by the way, but I wouldn't.
You
want
like
to
your home
go,
comforts?
I like my home comforts. There you go. That's a good way to put it. Last one there, so you can see, and that tree as well. So we're going to be using the tree, going to be using the tent as well in the next demo. So you'll want to see that one.
Hi, Little Bear, who's joined us. First time seeing the envelope kit. Yeah, that's coming up later. Little Bear says, I think the camper van is so cute. And Lynn Harvey says, hi, Ben, Debbie, the team, and the wonderful social superstar and everyone. I hope you're all enjoying your day. Stephen Nicole joins us as well, saying, good evening, Ben and Debbie.
Stephen.
He says, I've got the great outdoors today. If you're going for this collection, by the way, the Showstopper brings you 2 of the paper pads, and again, the paper pad is brilliant because it has got elements of the great outdoors within it. You know, you've got your campfires in here, you've got your tents, you've got the camping stoves, you've even got little canoes in there too, mountain scenery, caravans, the lot. But what's brilliant about it is within this pad you have got designs and patterns which you can take outside of this collection. I mean, that one is obviously very camping. You've got the boots and the barbecue and the mountain range and the trees and whatnot. But then you've got ditzy florals in there. You've got another set here, which is, again, more sort of camping with the tents. But then you've got a plaid design. You can see that this really will work fantastically well with this collection. But also there's elements and designs that you can use outside of this collection too. So you're getting that twice over within the actual deal. So you're getting 24 single-sided sheets, 12 designs, 2 of each, and then we dive into all of the different elements that you're getting as far as the stamps are concerned. So that is the scenic route. You get the lady walking the dog. Then you get the guy, which is called New Adventures, walking the dog. And then, as Debbie's just shown you, you've got your fisherman there as well. So that one's called the Perfect Catch. So some really nice elements to be able to colour in. You'll also get the Wild Side, which is our little chap there on his mountain bike. Then you've got the Explorer. I really like this. I love the sort of design of that compass. Very funky, very cool. Then you've got your caravans in here too. So caravan and camper van in stamp and die form. I absolutely love this. I told you when we launched it, I always wanted to get one of those VW vans with the split screen. Like late 60s, early 70s. Jamie Oliver had one like back in the early noughties, and he did, I can't remember which show it was. I think it was just like when he did his Naked Chef show. And he was always driving around in like a souped up VW split screen camper van. I was ever so jealous. Probably the closest I'm ever going to get to one of those in stamp and die form. But you've got that, and then you've also got the Adventure Awaits, which is the little caravan which you can hook on the back as well. So stamps and dies for those. Then we're off to the campsite and singing around the campfire with this set. It's brilliant. Again, nice for those bits and pieces of cardstock that you might have in your bits box to pop that tent together, like the bell tent design on that. You've got the guitar, you've got the little camping stove, the lantern, you've got your kettle and your pot there, even a little rabbit and your campfire is included in there too. So lots to love about that set. You've then got all your scenery dies as well. So best views is that mountain range. You see how you could bring in some of those zigzag dies from earlier on into this set as well, as I was talking about, but you've kind of got your different views here because you've got the mountains, then you've sort of got your mid view of those beautiful trees, and then you've got your sort of foreground here with the beautiful grass, and then that tree die as well, which comes with all of these separate dies. So the leaves and the foliage you can obviously pop onto the tree, so you've got your tree for all sorts of different seasons. Then you've got your Wanderlust, and I think this is a really cool stamp and die set. That signpost, which is a beautiful die, and then you've got all of those small sentiments which you can pop onto the little signpost, so you can come up with your own sentiment and just stamp those onto the different directions to create that sentiment, which is such a cool idea. And then last is your Find Yourself in Nature, which is all of these cool stamps. So things like the Great Outdoors, you have got Always Take the Scenic Route, Follow Your Dreams, They Know the Way, wild side, enjoy the little things, and it's time for a new adventure. So just a few of the sentiments that you're going to get within that set. And it's all within that bundle. £63.19 is your platinum price on that. Hello again from Reno, Nevada, says Trish Lestelle. Hillary says, Holly is not well behaved. She's just nice-natured and cute, so you forgive her. I'm looking forward to meeting her. Very excited. Michelle says, afternoon. Hello to Alison, who says, I'm with you, Debbie. No tents. Trish says, happy to spending the day in my craft room watching Crafters TV and chatting with all my crafty friends. Hello to Lois in Ohio. Laurie Barnett says hello. Teresa Rogers is in from sunny Dorset. And Little Bear says, I think I need the great Outdoors Showstopper as I love the rural feel. Yes, if you or anyone you know loves that out and about, getting that fresh air, putting on your hiking boots, putting on your running shoes, saddling up and getting on your bike. He says saddling up and getting on your horse. Maybe you do get on a horse and you ride out into the countryside. This is the collection for you. And let's see what we can create with it. It's such a thorough collection, so much fun. What are you going to make for us, Debbie?
I like that word thorough because it is absolutely a thorough collection. There is something for everybody. And I also love it because it's one of those collections that will make you be really creative.
Yeah.
The pad in it is beautiful. So think about all the things that you can cut out with the pad as well. So I'm not going to do loads of cutting because, as you can see, it takes a lot to cut out lots of things. And I want to use every single one of these. So I'm using the around the campfire. I'm also using that Wanderlust, and I'm also using the nature's surroundings. So I'm just going to cut a couple of bits so you can see them, but we don't need much on here. So I'm going to use that rabbit, and we're going to cut that out of the brown cardstock, and I've got the tree as well. And then I also want to cut this post out because I think this is fabulous. This post you can be using on anything.
Yeah.
Literally, I mean, if you've got small dies that will go in there, the stamp, should I say, you can use this for all sorts of cards, which would be amazing. You don't have to just use it with this collection. So I'm going to bring my Gemini plates in, and I am just going to place my dies onto here.
Does Al like camping?
Yes. Yeah, and he's got a tent as well, and I think since he's met me, he's never been. And he used to go, and his daughter Lily loves camping, but I've said to him, you two go. I'm quite happy for you to go, because he's same with, he's much more outdoors, so Al cycles, used to be a runner, he skis, so they go skiing every year. That's not my thing either, because I don't like the cold, so I don't go skiing, and he keeps saying, you should come, and you can just like take in the views. I was like, the views are probably lovely, but I don't want to be cold. So where they're not cold when they're skiing, because when you're skiing,
you're wrapped up in your warm doing skiing, aren't you?
Yeah. So they go every beginning of the year, and they go skiing. So and that's something I don't do either. So and I love that. Yeah, but I love that we have our own hobbies and our own things we do. So you know, not worried about that at all.
No.
Right. So look at the little bunny. Let me put that bunny there. Look at that tiny little bunny. It's so cute. And then we're just gonna. I'm just going to pick this one out like so. Now you do get all the little dies with the tree as well, so lovely tree. And the great thing about a tree, when we do a tree like this, is it means that it can just be bare branches. So if you want to do it as a winter tree, you can absolutely do it with no leaves on. If you want to then add embellishments, let me just bring that back in. And I like this as well, Ben, is that we've given you a die that cuts 6 of these out of one go. So you've got your blossom or leaves. I mean, they are leaves, but I think they look like blossom as well. And then you've got your other set of leaves. So once you've decorated the tree, all I did, let me bring this one in now, I've just put little dabs of glue with my little intricate bottle of glue. Just dab it around and then just place all your little blossom and leaves on. And it doesn't matter where they go, you can just make that into a tree that has that beautiful decorated leaf. So that's our tree. We've got our little rabbit there. And then the signpost. And the signpost is brilliant. So let me just pop these to the side. And what you want to do with the signpost, it'll be really good to, you've got all the sentiments that go on there, but also you can ink it up. So if you just use your, I've got Friar Brown here, just a little amount and just go round the edges.
Debbie, just before you ink that, Helen's just asking, how wide are the signs on the signpost? She says, I'm thinking perhaps about writing my own signs on the laptop and printing out to put on.
So they're no wider than 1/4 of an inch.
Right.
And then they are, let me have a look, They're just over about 1.5 inches, so 1.5 by 1/4 of an inch.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it might be able to, yeah, personalise. It's certainly big enough to be able to write onto.
Yeah, absolutely. So you continue to do that, and then you've got all your different stamps that go on the inside. So let me just, lost my, there we go, there. Pop that to the side. I'm going to bring my one in that I've already done. I've just stamped out all the sentiments that we've got in there. So it's your birthday, have a great day with love.
Yeah.
And you can literally just write whatever you want, or you can handwrite them as well, couldn't you?
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
Handwrite
Easily,
your own
yeah.
sentiments, yes. So that's what you would do to make your signpost and your tree. Now, let me bring in, I just want to give this a wipe because I've just put brown ink all on here. So I'm just going to give that a little bit of a wipe. And then we're going to bring in our card. Now, do you remember I was telling you I've got a favourite card at the moment that I love from the template library? It's this one here.
Yes.
Now, this one is from the orange.
Yeah.
It's from the orange, and it's your split gatefold card.
Split gatefold.
Yes, so I think it's about number 4 in there.
Okay.
And I can remember it because I love it so much. So, and it's just a brilliant card. I just think it works really well. It actually folds down to a 5x7 card blank. So 5x7 envelopes with your new
there you
template.
go, taken care of.
You can put that in there, no problem whatsoever. So I've already matte and layered. This was my 6x6 pad, and then what I did was took out at 1 centimetre all the way inside. I gutted it out with my paper trimmer, and then just used the side bit already just to pop that in. And then I've just took some papers. These are all papers from the actual paper pad. So I've took this one, which I'm going to put on the inside here. I wanted to make it quite simple. Now you can use lots of the dies and build up the backgrounds, but I wanted to use the papers to make it look really pretty. So I've used this one, but I wanted to do some mats and layers. So I didn't waste this card, I've just taken that from the inside and then cut out a bigger nesting die, and then that way when that's placed over the top, this one will then go inside, and you would never think I've cut that out from the one underneath. So that just gives you your mats and layers. So we're going to stick all these ones into place, and then this one I'm just going to put at the side, and you can see how well all the papers tone in together.
Yeah. Hi to Tracy, who's joined us, saying good afternoon, crew and all my crafty friends. Louise is with us. Lynn Harvey says, I don't like the thought of staying in a tent. Give me a nice hotel any day. I don't mind camping, but I also like the luxuries of being in a hotel. Well, I think I've told you before, we've got one of these bell tents, because I hated going camping when you had to like get all the poles out and thread the poles through. But with a bell tent, you literally just nail down the ground sheet, you pop the tent bit, nail all that down, and then you've just got a massive pole that you go in with and just shove it up the middle. That's it. Yeah, it's literally like a 5-minute job.
I've never even heard of that, a bell tent.
Yeah, I bought it off my brother-in-law, and it's the best thing ever, and it's massive. Like all 4 of you can go in there.
Oh wow.
And it just makes the whole thing a bit more luxurious. And whenever we go, as I say, we always go to a campsite with electric hookups, and we get an electric hookup, and we take our little portable radiator with us, so we never get cold at night.
Well, there you go.
And then you've got your other bits and pieces, like if you wanted to go, Debbie, and take your your hair straighteners.
Yep.
Then you can obviously do that as well. You see.
Oh, okay.
So it's camping, but not quite slumming it as some people do. You've got to have the little home comforts, I think.
Some people love it. I'm just not a lover of it.
Hi to Lakia, he says that tree so versatile, great size for scrapbooking. And Amanda says, I've just received a very large box from Crafters Companion, 14 plastic folder boxes. I've just got a Paddington Bear hard stare from hubby. I love those movies.
That is funny. Right, now with this one, what I'm going to do is I just want to put the post in the centre. So I want it to look like we're on a campsite, but we've just got this piece stuck here. So we're going to put this right on the edge, like so. So now we've completely altered the shape of our cards, but we've got now that signpost that's on the edge there. And then what we're going to do, if I bring in my sheet, so rather than cut all the pieces, because that would take ages, and we've only got an hour in this show, I thought I would bring in all the bits that I've already done. So I love this one. So this one comes with your tree, and because it doesn't have a edge at the bottom, a cutting edge at the bottom, you can make the grass as long or as short as you want. And I think that's a really cool way to be able to do it. So this one we're going to put on the inside. So all I want to do is make sure I've got enough to go onto this bit here. So I'm just going to do that, and then we can trim that one down. So I'm just going to make it a tiny bit shorter so I know that it will cut. And then I'm going to use my tape pen to go along the bottom, like so, just along there. And then that one will then just tuck inside.
Oh, nice. And
then it looks like we've got our grass coming up on the bottom there. So nice little way of doing that. Mm-hmm. Like so. So you can see we've got our signpost, we've got our grass there. We're starting to build up that card.
Yeah.
And that's why I like this card, the split gatefold card, because you can build a scene up with it. Now your tent comes in all these different parts, and I love the fact of this because it means that you can use all your pattern papers. So I've used 2 of the pattern papers here. You've got this middle section, and then you've got your sort of almost sort of not blinds, what would you call it? Your doors, I suppose.
It's like the flaps of the tent, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. So these are going to go right on the inside, and you're governed by the straightness at the bottom. So this bit here is where it's straight. So that's going to go in line with that side and go to the middle. So I know that that bit needs gluing. So I'm going to bring in my little intricate bottle of glue.
Oh, yes.
Because that will be the easiest thing to glue all the small parts to.
Whilst you're gluing, I don't like the little bug, says Lois when she goes camping. So annoying, but the best part is marshmallows.
Oh, yes.
Marshmallows on the campfire. What about the songs around the campfire as well? George, is that what you sing, is it?
Is that your camp
George
song?
just started going, Kumbaya, my lord, Kumbaya. Don't you sing, Gingangooli, gooli, 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 what's up, Gingango, Gingango.
Well, I don't go camping, so I wouldn't have a clue what you sing.
Makes me laugh because obviously I was trying to, tell you about the joys of camping, and Hillary's just messaged going, Debbie doesn't sound convinced, Ben. No. I don't think Debbie and I will be sharing a tent anytime soon.
I don't think so.
No.
And then this piece will go over the top, so it's going to fit perfectly there. So we just need to glue that to this part.
Lucky Ed says, my children love camping so much that I take them faux camping by popping the tent up in the backyard with grilled food, an open fire, s'mores, the projector and a movie 1 weekend a month.
So we've done that before, but the kids always end up coming in because they never want to stay in the garden. They realise that if there's a bed right next door, why would they sleep in the garden?
I can't remember which birthday it was. I think it was maybe Daisy's, I don't know, 6th or 7th birthday, it might have been her 8th birthday, but that's what she wanted, a camping party. So we put the bell tent up in our garden, and we did a movie night. I think it was, I can't remember what they watched now, but anyway, so it was about 10 o'clock, we sort of went out and said, right, you're all gonna have to go to bed now. And it was her and there must have been 5 of her friends in there thinking, oh, it'll be fine now, they'll all be tired out. About 10 o'clock, literally the next morning, it was during the summer, next morning about 4 o'clock, just heard them all screaming and running around, and they were just in the garden at 4 o'clock in the morning, running around playing tig and stuff, and I had to get them in. You can't be running around at 4 in the morning, you're gonna wake all the neighbours up.
Oh no, that's
so we dragged them into the house, and about 4 in the morning all sat around having breakfast watching another movie. So since then we never had another camping party again.
Well, not with the friends, no. That's the trouble, they have sleepovers, they don't sleep.
No, they don't.
Why is it called a sleepover when you're not sleeping?
That is exactly right. Just a stay over it should be called, shouldn't it?
I think the biggest sleepover we had 53 children.
What? Mm-hmm. Just repeat what you just said then.
We had a sleepover party and we had 53 children.
At your house?
Yeah. So my Poppy and Jordan at the time, it was Jordan's 13th birthday. And because we had to stay with them because it was a mixture of boys and girls as well. And we had this big room at the back of the house, so they all slept in there. And it was mental because they just wouldn't sleep. They would not sleep.
That is bonkers.
Yeah, some parents come and picked them up because they didn't like that we had mixed children.
Oh, yeah.
Which was fine, but we didn't go out the room, we stayed in there with them. But it was brilliant, we had a really good time, it was amazing. Right, so there's the tent. How cute is that? So we've got our tent sorted. So I'm just going to pop that to the side. And then these bits here make the fire. And I don't know where that's gone, but I'm going to bring my fire in. When you layer them all up, it creates, so you've got the little wood panels as well, so it creates the little wood stove. Then we've got all our pots and pans. We've got your little walking sticks as well.
Oh yeah, little hiking sticks.
And all I've done, now they've just been cut out of craft card, and then I've just coloured them with my black pen, my art liner on the tops and bottom. And I did the same around the edges of the guitar. So you get an overlay for the guitar, and then I've just gone around the edges. Got little birds on here as well. We've got bunting, and then I've stamped enjoy the little things. So we're going to just layer these all up onto our card, and now we've got them in. Oh, let's bring the tent back in.
Catherine Wood says, hi Ben and Debbie, I used to love camping. I had to change to a caravan when I got cancer. I was too exhausted setting up and packing away. I mean, caravanning, would you go caravanning, I guess, Debbie, would you?
Yes, we used to do that as kids. That was our holidays. We used to go in a caravan, yeah. I quite like a caravan. Love a caravan holiday.
Some of the most fun holidays we've had with the kids when they were little was caravan holidays. My father-in-law has a caravan, and every summer he used to take it down to a beautiful place called Bantham. You might know that, George. Down in the South Hams near Kingsbridge. There's a lovely campsite there just up from the beach, and he'd pay for the 6 weeks with his caravan there, and he'd have a week there. And then my wife's sisters and brothers would take their families, and then we'd go for a week as well. And he used to charge us about, I think it was like 50 quid for the week. It was so much fun, and the kids used to absolutely love it, just like staying in this old caravan.
I bet. Yeah, that's really
I think some of those holidays, sometimes you have more memories than the ones where you go abroad for 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I do love a caravan holiday. We stayed at a more of a villa when we went to Cornwall a couple of years ago, and that was lovely. We were right on the beach.
Oh, nice.
So that was really nice.
Lynn says, I've got 2 deliveries coming today, sometime between 5:20 and 9:20, and one of them should be my Great Outdoors collection. The other one should be the Vintage Carnival collection. So 2 lovely collections there.
Nice.
And Jane Adams' nightly joke. Yes, this is a classic. Hey Ben, why are pirates called pirates? Because they are.
I've heard that before.
Nice,
I
Jane.
forget them though, that's my trouble. I do forget them.
Carlette says, I love camping, but I also love a camper too. And Alison Mason says, I just want to give a big shout out to the customer service team. I had problems with an order made through Hobbymaker, but I spoke to the CC team and it arrived today with a little thank you gift included. I am very impressed.
Love that.
They're good, our customer service team, actually. They are good. And Helen has just messaged to say, Debbie, this card is awesome.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of time. You've got to cut all the bits out. It's, just tuck that over the top. It's a labour of love because you want to take your time, you want to build it up, you just want to be really creative.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that you've got the opportunity to do that. So, and I've cut these out of mirror cardstock, Ben, and then I've just coloured them to make them look a little bit brassy with just our alcohol markers, because you can go over mirror cardstock with those as well.
Yeah.
I've got a little bird here as well. And if it's easier, you could always use your tweezers. So I'm just going to place our little bird.
It's one of those sets, isn't it? You can be as sort of over the top with it as you want it to be because you've got so many different components.
Yeah, absolutely. It is just one of those that's, and you just really enjoy using it.
Yeah.
And especially if you know somebody that loves the outdoors, it's really nice to be able to do a card like this. So I'm just going to place those over there. And then I'm going to put a few more in. And it's, you can put as much or as little as you want. So I'm just going to put a little, you could just keep going and going. Yes, George is saying it's knowing when to stop. It's absolutely right, because there are so many elements that you can put on there. Actually, let's put that across there. There we go, fill that gap. And then I think we can leave it at that. I think we've built up our card, pop that like that. There we go. And there's our little campsite with the. That looks a bit glamping, doesn't it? It looks a bit of a posh campsite.
Posh. Looks like a tent you might even go in there.
It does, yeah. I'm imagining that's one of those really big ones that's really high up. It's got a lovely jacuzzi in the corner.
What do you mean, a marquee?
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was thinking. A marquee. It looks like it should be a marquee.
A fabulous project. Just, we get asked this now and again, actually, but let's ask Debbie. She says, Debbie, what are you turning your glue upside down in?
Yes, I do get asked that. This is my little maker, actually, and loads of people made these and asked if we could get Zara to make them. But you don't need to, because it's as cheap as chips. Well, it's cheaper than chips, because chips are quite expensive now. But it's the top of a water bottle. Any water bottle will do. So I've just got one here. So literally, I just cut with my craft knife or scissors around the top, take the top out. So this is a different water bottle, but it all fits.
Yeah.
So you just cut that bit, that rim round. That's all it is, and it holds it upside down. It's the one thing I tell everybody to do, because your glue bottle, with the pin in it, the pin will stay immersed in the glue, so it won't go rusty, and it never clogs up. If your glue's always at the bottom, it never ever clogs up. It's absolutely brilliant. Well, it does, that's a lie. You get a little bit on the top, you just wipe it, use your pin, and then it's all gone. But if you don't, and your glue goes down to the bottom, every time you then go to do your glue, it dries around the top. So by leaving it upside down, it means your glue will always be ready to use.
Awesome card, Debbie says, love to create LC. Jane Adams says, beautiful card, Debbie. Hello, Rosalind Russell in Maryland. Stephanie Theodore says, good afternoon, evening, Ben and Debbie. And Victoria says, I don't really like camping because of the bugs and the weather changes. Plus, I like the comfort of my own bed. I do tolerate it, though, for the sake of community when we go camping with all the HTB churches. I'm kind of the same. Like Victoria, I do love camping in the bell tent, but if I get in the mindset, have you ever done like an Outward Bounds weekend when you're sort of having to go and rough it for the weekend? And once you get in that mindset of having to do that, I quite enjoy it. But I understand, if you're going away for a relaxing weekend, you've got to have a few home comforts, or like you said, just book a hotel, for goodness sake. You know what I mean? Lovely card, says Carletta. And Alexandra says, Ben, I have to disagree. The customer services team are not good. They are absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, completely brilliant.
Yeah, I was all worried there, Ben.
No. Thank you, Alexander. That is amazing. Imani says, amazing card, Debbie, as well. Just wanted to quickly show you a couple of deals. We've got our Out of This World deal. Deal. Which is the luxury linen card. 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of linen card stock for a bonkers price. This is only 24 hours and 24 hours only. Well, until midnight tonight, basically. We've got 4 sets for you. Graceful plumes. 24 sheets of fantastic colours. Obviously, this is all about the beautiful peacocks that come with that collection, hence why you've got some really bright, bold and vibrant colours in there. But actually, a collection that you can use outside of that Graceful Plumes collection too. Some beautiful greens and blues, yellows and reds within that set. You get 6 different colours. You are going to be getting 4 sheets of each. We then bring you your little mini luxury linen card pad, 5x7, and within this one you are going to be receiving 30 sheets, 10 different colours, 3 sheets of each. Just a lovely array of beautiful colours. And nice, isn't it, that we've done linen cardstock in those smaller sizes. So if you are potentially thinking about using this for things like your Great Outdoors collection with those smaller dies, you're not having to snip into larger pieces of cardstock because we've smashed that down to a 5x7 for you. You've then also got your All Hallows Eve collection. Once again, 6 different colours within this set. 4 sheets of each, and across the 4 sets here, actually, you've got a range of absolutely brilliant colours. Nice again here, if you wanted to tie this in with the Great Outdoors, you've got some lovely sort of browns and greens within this set. Great for those sort of landscapes, great to use with the tree dye that you've got within that collection, and some contrasting colours to work alongside the other greens that we've got from your beautiful Graceful Plumes collection. And last but by no means least, you have got the Royal Jungle. Oh, hello. And the colours in here, again, contrasting to all the colours that you've got within the other sets. Now, you've only got this until midnight tonight at £28 platinum, then the price will go back up. And just to show you, I know why this is in here. Look at the beautiful colours that you've got within the Graceful Plumes. And they work absolutely perfectly with the papers. So again, if you've got the papers from this collection, it's another reason to jump in and grab this set. 4-piece collection of luxury linen cardstock. Across that bundle, you've got 24, 48, 72, 102 sheets of linen cardstock for £28. Next, we've got your Explorer deal. We always do these on a launch party show, giving you the opportunity to be able to try something out for the first time. In this instance, embossing folders. Quite nice, really, actually, on a week where we are bringing you brand new macro embossing folders. What we give you in this set are 2 brilliant 3D embossing folders to try out. Not just any old embossing folders either. These are the partial embossing folders. So they give you the opportunity to be able to create a beautiful 3D emboss, add all of your different colors on there. You know, if you want to work with some of that matte black card that we brought you today, use gilding wax on there too, but then we leave you that little open space just here to be able to add in your own sentiment. So that was one of the things that a lot of people were saying, that, you know, with embossing folders, where do I put my sentiment? You know, where do I put my embellishments? We give you the space to be able to do that now. So you've got the butterfly, I've written it upside down, beautiful butterfly, not butterfly beautiful. You've got your birthday cupcake included in there as well. Those are size-wise, by the way, are 6x4. And then we give you the inks as well, which is brilliant. So 3 ink pads for you to be able to use alongside those. Great for blending, great for doing your water techniques with these water active dyes. So you've got your lemon tonic. Oh, there she is. Oh, she's frosty. Frosty jade. And then you've got your crushed velvet. And then of course we need to give you something to blend with. We give you one of our round blending tools as well. So that is included with the replacement head as well. So that again is a 24-hour only deal, comes to a close, that one, at midnight tonight. So whether it's the Explorer deal that you want or indeed our Out of This World deal, you've got another, what, about 6 hours to pick up that deal. We're going to go for a short break, but hello Evelyn Kiefer, who joins us, and I'll read the other comments out in just a few moments time. Anything else you want to throw our way comments wise, get those in. Any questions you've got as well. When we come back the other side of the break, I believe, are we looking at these? We are, yeah. So if you're waiting for the 3D macro folders, wait no longer. 4 minutes time, we'll be back. See you in a mo.
I'm here because I do love Crafters Companion products and Crafters TV.
Your products are great, made with great care and thought, and are second to none.
Love all the products. I love the tutorials we get.
Your papers shimmer and make all our crafts shine.
I love all of the products and all of the paper pads, of course.
I love Crafters TV because it shows you the best tips and tricks on how to use your crafty stash.
The quality of the products are phenomenal. Value for money is exceptional.
Amazing presenters, craft goods galore, launch days and craft vaults, deals bundles and more.
Your pens, pencils, and markers make all crafters say, they are mine.
Or I love Crafters Companion. Well, it's because I'm not a very good crafter, and Crafters Companion makes me look better.
Pokey tools and paper pads, gilding, wax and stamping mats, scissors, glitter, builder blocks, faux snow fabric, rocker blocks, briars, misters, quilting clips, and die brush tools, precision snips, finger daubers, acetates, stencils, glue guns and templates, Gemini Pro, Julia and the OG, Gemini Go, Mini and the MIDI, tri-blend brush pens, aqua pens and aqua blends, illustrators, classics and tri-blends and color blends and glitter pens and sparkle pens, outliner pens. Fine tip glue applicators, envelopes, creators, stamping platforms, boxer boards, the big score and scoreboard, Nina card and craft card, glitter card, matte black card, graphics, wadding and adhesive sheets, glass mats, guillotines and pen trays, ball tool, dice and zinc trays, mitre tools and binding tools and tool bags, USBs, bone folders and punches, low-tack tape and brushes, stamens, mountboard, flower forming foam, outline markers, DVDs, spelled quick Triton pads and CDs, gilding flakes and washi tape, tacky glue, red liner tape, craft asphalt, press sparkle pots, Centura pan and sticky dots, pigment ink pads, chunky glue, body bags, all-purpose glue, embossing folders, blending tools, storage folders, much more too. Water reactive ink pads, body bags, craft magnets, year of craft and glue, stick and spray and stick away, dotty tape and split pens, acrylic paint pens, tape pens, watercolor card, rotary cutters, magazines and stamping card, ultimate Pro and the rotating design board, Outdoors Compendium, Sarah signature collections, and don't forget discovery kits. Oh, and there's foam pads, think that's it. One final thing, foam on a roll. Foam on a roll.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products, and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro that you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome back. Just a final message on camping. Helen says, Debbie would love clamping in Kenya. Years ago, I went camping in Kenya and we had soft beds, bathrooms and steak dinners served in style in the middle of the Rift Valley.
Wow.
Could we tempt you there, maybe? Soft beds, bathrooms, steak dinners?
I could do that.
She could, yeah, you twist her arm for that.
Yeah, I might just be persuaded.
Just very quickly, because I know we've only got less than 20 minutes left on the show. This is probably one of the deals of the day from Craft Vault earlier. Feels like yesterday, this. But it's the Colorista wax-based pencils flying out, and not surprisingly, because you're getting all 48 of them for just £6.38 platinum price. I would say $7.98, but nobody pays that price. If you're thinking you're going to pay that price, join up Club Inspire for free and get these at that incredible price. So you've got your natural landscape in there, all your greens and your browns. You've got your bright and vivid, so reds and yellows and greens and blues and purples. You've got the beautiful portraits in there as well, so more of your kind of peach and tans and those sort of colours to do your skin tones and hair tones. And then you've also got your beautiful floral sensations in there as well, more sort of pastel colours if you like. Beautiful thick core in these, stunning pigments, great for blending, great for layering down that colour. An absolute steal at $6.38, but that price only up until midnight tonight. Yesterday, I'm sure you are aware, we launched our weekly wonder, so we thought we would give you another bit of a look at this. Essentially, if you haven't yet picked it up, it's your opportunity to do that, but also for those of you who didn't pick it up, you might be seeing it for the first time. These macro embossing folders are absolutely stunning. 5.5 by 5.5 embossing folders, beautiful, stunning detail. You've got gerbers in there, anemones in there, you've got roses in there, you've also got your, what was the other one? Echinacea. How did I forget the echinacea? And you've got the ability here to be able to be very precise with where you place the aperture part of these folders, and that macro detail, you'll see it on some finished samples with Debbie in just a second. It is next level. If you thought our sort of normal embossing folders were brilliant, wait till you see the macro detail here. If you go for the Showstopper, by the way, do be fairly quick. We've got, I think, around about 80 of these left, but if you want to go for the Showstopper, you pay an extra 10, and we then give you £30 or $45 worth of free. So it's not free because you're paying 10 for it, but you know what I'm saying. You pay 10, it's worth £31, I think $45. So you've got your Cupid metal die there, that beautiful die grid. You've got the 3D embossing folder from the Vintage Vegas collection, which is that reverse playing card. Really cool design on that. You've got your beautiful blossoms, that's the 6x4 3D embossing folder. And then you've got a set of stamps and dies from the Majestic Unicorn, which is the Be Unique BU, that beautiful rainbow with those stunning sentiments that work really, really nicely in conjunction with the dies. So that is the Showstopper. If you just want the embossing folders on their own, there is a bundle available for you. Indeed, if you just want individual embossing folders, you can pick and choose those as well. But let's have a look at these, because the proof is in the pudding. Have a look at this.
I know, and what I love, I wanted to show this card first of all because it shows you that even though it's a 5.5 by 5.5, you can make a much bigger card with this. But look at this, having it on the inside there, that one is exactly the same as the front one.
Yeah.
It's just been done without the stencil and without the die and just inked around the edges, but it makes a fabulous card. But you could keep it really sweet and cute and just lovely. And then what about doing it onto black cardstock? I mean, that is incredible. The fact that you can make your easels and have that looking so different just using your metallic pencils. Love this one as well. well. We're going to be using this one for the demo, another large one there. But what about just putting it onto black cardstock and using your gilding wax? It looks incredible, doesn't it? Lots of different ways that you can be using them, lots of different medium as well. This one's craft card, which I think is really pretty. And then what about making pieces like a little bag? I think that is absolutely beautiful,
really beautiful
to do something like that. Right, let's show you how they work. So for anyone that didn't see them yesterday, basically you have 3 parts. So there's 3 components to this. I'm going to be using the ethereal echinacea. Now your die and your stencil are the same size, and what you do is you lock them in together.
Yeah.
So if you just put it into there, you can feel it. See, that is completely inside that die. Then what you want to do is take some low-tack tape, and we're going to take 2 pieces, and we're just going to make sure that's locked in and place that onto the edges. Now, if you're only using this die set to cut through, you can now leave that like that all the time, because what that's going to do is cut through completely onto your cardstock. Now, my cardstock's 5.5 inch square. That fits perfectly.
Nice.
And then we can send that through and die cut it. So you could take the 2 pieces together, but I found that as it's the same size, it just stays together.
Yeah.
So we're just going to place this. Oh, I've put it on the wrong one, haven't I? That's weird.
What have you done?
I've put it on the wrong platform. I didn't even notice because it was clear. I didn't notice it wasn't a white one. So we're just going to place that one onto there. And that's going to cut the perfect aperture out in the right place for me to then pop through the embossing folder. So that's your first step. Now, if you don't want to use a die, you haven't got to, you could just use the stencil and use the stencil to ink through and then colour in, and then you'll just have a pretty background.
Yeah.
Or you could just use the embossing folder, so that cuts out beautifully. That's taken out there. You can just leave that in your die and pop that back in. Then you've got your embossing folder. So let's just pop them to the side and then bring the embossing folder in. Now, where your writing is always the back of the folder. So this is going to push through to give you that emboss. So when you put this into your folder, like so, you get the perfect placement. Oh, just leave that there. Now, I always like to line it up to the inside of my folder lid because you can see it better as you look down. So that's perfect. So we're just going to close the lid on that. You can see that's all completely got that piece. Now, when you're using a 3D embossing folder, your platform is your plastic shim, your magnetic plate, then your folder on top with your cardstock and your cutting plate on top. And then we're just going to run that through. If you've got the Gemini MIDI, that will just go through on its own, no problem whatsoever, and that will emboss it for you. So once that's done, you get the most beautiful level of embossing, just like so. Now, to get this level of embossing in one pass through your machine is quite incredible. It's just the most amazing emboss.
There's that macro detail. Look in the centre of the flower.
I know, isn't it incredible?
It's insane.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing and incredible.
Amazing.
So once we've got that down, I'm now going to colour because I love colouring with alcohol markers.
So sorry to interrupt, Carol, these just saying, so we can keep the stencil on when we die cut?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't need to do anything else. It actually fits perfectly through.
Yeah, there's different ways because I think the reason she asked was when Sarah was doing it yesterday, she was putting it in place and then taking the stencil off, but you've shown that you can do it either way.
How would you take the stencil off?
She just like taped it from the inside and then just took the stencil out and then just die cut the die.
I wonder if Sarah realised you could put it through.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but different
Either
ways,
way,
different
doesn't matter,
people.
does it? It works either way.
It works either way.
Yeah.
No, you haven't got to take that out. So I wouldn't have done it any other way other than put it through. I don't think there's any need to take the stencil out because it cuts straight through the middle centre.
Yeah.
Sarah might have not known that, or she might have just thought, I'd rather not. I tell you why Sarah probably did it, so the stencil wouldn't slip, maybe. But because I've taped it down, it'll be absolutely fine. Right, now what we're going to do is take our pens. So I've got my bright pink shades, and we're going to go in. Let's go in with the, I'm not going to do them all because I have one because we haven't got a lot of time. But let's just pick, in fact, I'm going to go in with the blue one, this big flower here so we can see it. And then we're just going to come into it and actually I've used the darker one there, haven't I? Not the lightest one. Trust me, it doesn't matter anyway. We'll just blend that in. So really easy alcohol colouring if you like your alcohol colouring. If you want to use your watercolours and you find them more forgiving and it's better for you, absolutely do that. You saw me yesterday. If you go back and watch any of the shows, you can use your ink pads and colour this probably in a quarter of the time that it's going to take me to colour this with my alcohol pens.
Oh yeah, you flew through with your daughters, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So it just depends how much time you want to spend on your makes. I love alcohol colouring, and I also love colouring in an embossing folder. I find it really easy to do because you just follow that emboss line and you can't go wrong. You can still blend with these onto your embossing, but what I would say, don't overwork it, because if you overwork it, it's just going to bleed down below and go out the sides, so then you won't keep it in. There is ways around that. If you do go over the lines, I'll show you in a little while actually, you just have to sort of use gilding wax over the top, and that will hide any markings that come out, because if you leave an alcohol pen on the image for too long, it's just going to soak into the cardstock.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want it to do. You want to be fairly quick, so you're just colouring the image and getting it exactly where you need it to go.
Must have had to wonder whilst we're watching you saying my 8% order from Craft Day might be delivered tomorrow. My CC order of the Tempelope bundles, yes, as Sarah was calling them, the Tempelopes. She was calling them because they're envelope. I can't even say it. Envelope templates. Tempelopes. She says that from Friday is scheduled for tomorrow. Good job, warehouse team. And Carol D says, I took Colorista pencils with me to donate to a school we visited in Cambodia, spreading the love CC the world over. I love that so much.
I love that. That's so nice. I thought I had a yellow. I seem to have a yellow missing. Let me just grab a yellow pen. Let's have a look. We'll just go with the yellow-green blend. That will do. That will do. So a bit more greeny than I anticipated, but it will do the same.
Hi Outcher, just joined us in the Netherlands, and Stephanie says, received my HSN order of the Embossing Macro Folders. I love the gerbers, cut out on black cardstock and use gilding wax on it. I think it's fabulous and so fast. Now to finish making a card today. And Helen says, sorry I missed it, but what kind of marker is Debbie using?
Alcohol marker.
Yeah.
Yes, I do love my alcohol pens. So this will look a little bit different to my finish one because I've used the gold yellow blend in the middle. And you can see I'm just leaving a little touches of highlights in there. And then you can go in with all different colours on here, because I just love the fact that you have all these beautiful colours and you can just use them to be really creative with. So I'm just going to colour one more in very quickly. What's the time? Oh, I'm not going to colour one more in, just in the time. So if you was to carry on colouring, this is what you would get. Ta-da!
Ooh, my goodness, that's brilliant.
So it's just a case of colouring it in. You get such good results from them. And I've just chosen to use 3 different colours for the flowers, and then I've done all the middles exactly the same. Now what I did want to show you, but we haven't got a lot of time for, is how you can create your card, but with your aperture in there. So what I did is I gutted out a piece of black cardstock. Oh, sorry, excuse me. And then I'm going to place that onto here. And then I used my template to make sure that that went, can you see, the black cardstock is exactly the same. And then I used it through the middle, knowing that then that way this would go over the top and I would get that perfect aperture through there. So all we're going to do is stick this one together. So I'm going to just use my tape pens to put that black edge all the way round. I do love these folders. Do you know when you get embossing folders and you love them because you use them all the time? I just feel like they are an embossing folder that you will just use time and time and time again. They are so stunning and just a great one to have in your stash. So once we've done that, we're going to then place this one over the top. So again, it looks even pretty that way. Look at that.
It's really pretty, actually.
It's really nice, isn't it, from the back? It does. You don't normally notice that so much because you can't really see any detail when you're colouring in the image, but with an embossing folder, that looks amazing from the back. Quite like that. So we're just going to place that over the top, just like so. And if it's slightly out, don't worry, it's not going to matter, you'll just give you a little shadow. And then we're just going to burnish that one down, so making sure that's all stuck down there. And you can see it gives you a nice, clean, simple card on the inside. And then the inside bit that we've took out, so that's the bit there, I've stamped a sentiment on. So I've put bloom where you are planted. Because I thought we've got I can't even remember where I've got those from. I've got lots in my stash. You'll have your own sentiments. And then all I'm going to do is use this, just a pink one, to go round to edge, all around the edges. So this is just the fuchsia. And we're just going to, so this pops a little bit more and it's not just plain in the middle. So it's just a case of adding that extra detail into the edge. So a little bit more around there, just to make it look beautiful. So once we've done that, that will go onto the inside of your card. So what I am going to do is I'm going to use a wet glue.
Yeah.
By using a wet glue, it means it'll give me a little bit of wiggle room. So just all the way around that edge. You could put it on to some foam pads, but I'm just going to...
Oh yeah, that'd be quite nice, sort of raised up a little bit.
Yes, absolutely, because it's on the inside. Now, because it's in there, I'm actually going to, let's pop it just there. So I know that there we go, just move it down a little bit. So it's perfect on the inside, like so.
Lovely.
So let's just run that one down. And then just to finish, Ben, just clear up this. I've just got a little ribbon. Now, rather than a pink one, I thought I'd tone it in with the turquoise.
Nice.
So we're just going to put our little ribbon onto there as well. And that one is just going to go just here, like so. But look how pretty that looks coloured in, with that sentiment in the middle, and you can use whatever sentiments you want, but it just looks absolutely beautiful.
A fantastic collection, no doubt about it. If you want to pick and choose individually the different folders, you can. Remember, you get your template, you get the die, and you get the folder within each of the 4 different designs. So you have your gorgeous gerbers, you have your alluring anemones, radiant roses, and your ethereal echinacea. So those are the 4 brand new sets that you're going to get. 5.5 by 5.5 3D embossing folders with that macro detail. You saw that on the project that Debbie just showed you a few minutes ago. It's going to that next level really with the state of the emboss that you're going to get. That is available on its own. You can get those individually should you wish, but the majority of people, certainly from yesterday when we launched this and today again, are going for the Showstopper, which is all of these goodies as well here. So you pay an extra £10 and then we are essentially giving you all of those extras there. So it's £31 or $40 worth of freebies. Not freebies, you're paying a 10, but you know what I'm saying. You're going to get the Cupid die in there. You're also going to get the 3D embossing folder from the Vegas collection. That is that reverse playing card. You've got your 6x4 beautiful blossoms embossing folder. And then you've got that set of stamps and dies, that beautiful rainbow from the Majestic Unicorn set. £52 platinum price on that one. And certainly a really lovely collection and one that's been very, very popular since its launch yesterday. Hurrah, says T-San64. My envelope template bundle has just arrived and they look fab. Jane says that is beautiful. It's been a fabulous day, Debbie. I've really enjoyed it actually. Lots of different shows, lots of different items. You're not here tomorrow, are you?
I am in the building tomorrow. I've got some social filming and I've got some prep work to do for next week. So I am going to be about, but no, I'm not on the show tomorrow. But it's going to be a fabulous day because the Crafterganza is coming tomorrow. So if you haven't grabbed it, you're going to want to grab it because it's amazing. It's
like a really exciting day tomorrow because yes, Crafterganza is here. So Sarah is going to be joining us for the first show. And don't forget, particularly for our UK viewers again, 10 a.m. I can't stress that enough. That is our first offering for you. If you want to get up in the USA for that, you're more than welcome. That will be 5 a.m. for you Eastern, 2 a.m. if you're Pacific. I mean, you might just want to stay up, you know. But that's the first show at 10. Then Sarah is going to be back with us with more from the Craftaganza at midday, so that usual hour-long show. So plenty of opportunities to get in, see what it's all about, ask those questions. And then in the afternoon, 2 till 4, we've got a very special guest joining us. And I know we mentioned it earlier on, but I shall mention it again. Sandra is going to be here. Sandra Rushton from Santangle. Not been in for a little while, actually. Last time she was here, brought us some brand new collections. She is back with us again tomorrow, and I'm really super excited. If you haven't seen Sandra before and don't know about Santangle, make sure you join us, because it is it's a real experience, is all I will say, and I can guarantee, almost guarantee, you'll walk away with something from that show. And then she'll be here with us tomorrow night as well. So a full-on day with Sandra and Sarah and me. Look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much for watching, and from all of us here, a massive thank you. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and until tomorrow, bye for now.